Greetings. So today's class under embedded programming, we shall see about the variable and constants. Constants in embedded C is a fixed value that does not change during the execution of a program. They improve the readability, reduce the programming errors, and make programs easier to maintain. So the types of constants are integer constants. They are whole numbers without any decimal points. You can see the examples as 10, minus 25, or some numbers without a decimal point. And you have the second type of constant is floating point constant, where you have some decimal points, and some examples are 3.14, 0.75, 20.6. And the third type is character constants. These are single characters within a single quotes. You can see some examples as A5 and hash within a single quote. And the next type is a string constants. These are sequence of characters within double quotes. You can have some examples as embedded, hello, print, or any kind of character, sequence of characters. And you can see the last type as symbolic constants. These can be defined using hash define. And you can see in hash define max tempo 100, and this is nothing but 100 is given as a maximum temperature. Similarly, define LED pin 5, and these are, from the name itself you can understand, these are understandable meaningful words. So you can say that if I keep as max 100, you can't say it's what kind of maximum it is. So max temp 100, you can understand it's a maximum temperature. Similarly, LED, if I keep as pin 5, you will not understand what is that. So if LED pin, you can understand it's a pin which will, where the LED is connected, its number at the pin 5. So these kind of meaningful constant values can be kept using hash define. And what these constants will do, it improves readability, and these are easy for maintenance and reduces programming errors. And coming to the variables in embedded C, variable is a memory location used to store data that may change during program execution. So whereas a constant, you will have a permanent data, permanent in the sense that during the execution that data will not get changed, whereas a variable, the data will get changed during the execution. And the syntax is, you have a data type followed by the variable name. So what kind of data types can be said? You know that you have int, char, unsigned int, and again you have short int, and you have float. All these are the data types. And the variable name, you can see some meaningful variable name is given, temperature, status, voltage, all these are given. So from this itself you can understand temperature, it's kept as int, so you'll have a larger amount of temperatures allowed, larger value. And similarly the voltage is given as float, so you will have some decimal points. And variable declaration and initialization, you can see int count is equal to 0. So already we know that you have a data type followed by a variable name, so that can be declared as 0, or else if you want to declare it some other value, you can declare with a semicolon at the end. And you have float since a value as another value, a character flag, and some other value is given within a quotation. So when you name a variable, it should begin with a letter or an underscore. It cannot begin with a number. No spaces are allowed. For example, sensor space value, it's not allowed. And keywords cannot be used. For example, if I say instead of flag, if I use float, that is not allowed. And they are also case sensitive. You can see the example as sensor V is capital, sensor value. So that should be mentioned as value V capital everywhere wherever you mention it. So this rules should be followed when naming a. And some examples under the valid variables are given. Some examples are temperature, and this starts with the alphabet, so it's not a problem. And the next thing is you have an underscore sensor, so it starts with an underscore, again it's not a problem. And count 1, again that is valid. Instead, if I have given as 1 count, it is invalid. Now you can see some examples for invalid variables. I have kept as 1 temp. This is invalid. The reason is it starts with a number. And you have another name that is given as float. Float is also an invalid because it is a data type, so that cannot be considered here as a variable. And again the total value, this is invalid because you have a space in between. Instead, if total value is put together, it is a valid variable. Thank you.